Good afternoon, everybody. I'm George Latimer, Westchester County Executive, and we're here for a very exciting awarding of recognition that represents the continuation of our efforts for MWBE program here in Westchester County, and the efforts being made by some people on our team and also out in the community to advance the issues of minority and women-owned businesses. I'm joined here by Ken Jenkins, who's our Deputy County Executive, by Bridget Gibbons, who's our Director of Economic Development. They'll both be speaking in a little bit, and also by Councilwoman Martha Lopez, New Rochelle Councilwoman, who is here in her capacity as part of our team responsible and liaison for this. We're also joined by Chairman of the Board of Legislators, Ben Boykin, and Vice Chair Alfreda Williams is with us here, and I see Kitley Koval, and do I see any of my other county legislative colleagues? If they arrive, we'll certainly give good recognition to them, and we have Riley Harrison and a number of other people very active in our organization, some of our other senior managers who will be introduced. We're committed as a county in trying to create a level playing field where all small businesses can succeed. But the county's MWBE program provides minority-owned and women-owned businesses with an opportunity to compete in the marketplace and gaining access to county contracts. And we think that's particularly important because it's minority-owned businesses and women-owned business that have a steeper climb. The reality of the society is that every small business has to put together a competitive plan of how they're going to operate when they deal with much larger businesses that have greater resources. And those that are headed by women and headed by those who are people of color have it more difficult to have developed those networks. And so we're trying to be helpful and in a productive and a creative way. There are three things we're going to highlight, and Bridget Gibbons will be the first speaker. She'll go into some of these in detail. That is the goals that we've established for the NWBE program. Also, our technical assistance plan and what that represents as a positive step in the right direction. And then the New York State certification registration process, which also we could be helpful with. So we'll have Bridget address those, and then I'll bring Ken up, and then we'll make a special presentation. Bridget.
Thank you. Thank you, George. So I have the happy task of announcing the vast improvements that we're making to the MWBE program here in the county. We did, in terms of the process, we got direction from our MWBE task force to go out there and look at best practices. What are other counties doing? We looked at 6 different counties and pulled the best ideas from all of those, and as a result, these are the recommendations that we have made and that have been accepted by the task force. Number 1, we're establishing percentage goals for the different departments for contracting categories. So we now have a 20% goal for MWBE contracts for construction, 20% goal for professional services, and a 10% goal for goods that are purchased. And this is based on best practices research. We did a look back at last year, so we feel confident that these are our goals that we can achieve, and our goal is to over time increase those percentages so that eventually we in a couple of years we're at the 30% goal for across the board that aligns with New York State's percentages. The second big improvement that we've made is the reestablishment of the Technical Assistance Plan Committee. This committee it was part of the law that had created the MWBE program, but it really wasn't very active until we rejuvenated it. Their role is to develop educational, technical, information assistance programs targeting MWBEs. They meet about monthly, and they've made some really great contributions already. They helped us shape the ConExpo events that we've been having every quarter, which really is a matchmaking event between the county departments and our MWBEs to really bring those two groups together face to face, demystify the whole process, and help our MWBEs figure out how to get contracts with the county. I want to give our thanks to the Technical Assistance Committee members, Sherry Brook, Susan Lara, Wiley Harrison, and our county employees, James Ferrara, Carrie Higgins, and Patricia Sayers. So thank you to all for all of your work on behalf of MWBEs in the county. The third change that we're making is where we've made a change to the registration process for MWBEs. We now have a short form and a long form. So for those MWBEs who are already New York State certified or certified by a number of authorities in New York State, they're fast-tracked and they just need to provide us with some minimal amount of information and the document, establishing that they are already New York State certified. For those that are not, we've got a longer form that collects enough information for us to be able to validate that they are indeed an MWBE. So those new forms can be found on our brand new website, which is westchestercatalyst.com/work. So go ahead and send people to those pages to really help them. We want to encourage people to sign up. And we also have been focused on the county's registration process, but we do, as a part of our daily business, we work to help those MWBEs get New York State certified. So there's big opportunities if you're certified as an MWBE with the state. So that's part of our relationship with WEDC. WEDC really does guide us and help provide those services to our MWBE. So we're thankful to WEDC for that. Okay, I'll turn it back over to the county executive. Oh, and I'm sorry. I want to thank Martha Lopez for all her hard work on this program. She's been amazing, and she's been the driving force. So, looking at my notes, I thought I would remember. So, thank you.
Thank you, Bridget. Thank you, Martha. Let me also introduce Mary Jane Shimsky has joined us, who is the Majority Leader of the Board of Legislators. Thank you, Mary Jane. Joan McDonald, our Director of Operations, is also with us. Joan. And of course, Catherine Chaffee, every time we do this, our ever-present Director of Communications, and all the members of her team. Also from our team, we have Diane Atkins is with us, Crystal Collins, Shari Rosen Asher, Ellen Hendricks, Gary Friedman, and did I miss anybody on our executive team? Ron Tochi is with us. He heads our Veterans Affairs Office and Operation, and Ron is very deeply involved in trying to make sure that disabled veterans also have that opportunity where they own businesses to also achieve county contracts. They operate on a different track, but it's the same basic principle. We want to make sure that as we spend public money, we do that in ways that is fair for all those people who are competing to try to have a valid opportunity going forward. We have our Deputy County Executive, Ken Jenkins, who also serves as the chair of this task force and has been integrally involved in this, not only during his time together in this administration, but previously during his service in the County Board of Legislators, including his chairmanship of the Board of Legislators. So, Ken, if you would.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is such an exciting day because whenever you have the opportunity, when you have a great leader like County Executive George Latimer, who had put the foot to the metal right from the very beginning to make sure that everybody, every municipality, every individual, every business, small and large, feels connected here in Westchester County. This year, as you know, we have a $2.1 billion budget. We spend hundreds of millions of dollars every year on capital contracts, and there is tremendous opportunity, and there was tremendous opportunity for us to make some changes. So the task force was put together. The county executive authorized this, putting together a minority and business enterprise task force, which first looked at the law. We had a law in place, and we asked the departments to give us the annual report. We hadn't received that for a few years, and they were kind of surprised at those kind of questions that had come up to say, hey, how are you meeting the law for Westchester County? And both Bridget Gibbons from the Office of Economic Development, Martha Lopez, sinking their teeth in and trying to go out and do the hard work, as Bridget said, Martha, and going out to all of those municipalities to identify best practices, working together with a great group of individuals who were volunteering their time to make sure that we can do better for Westchester County and make sure that we're doing better for all the businesses in Westchester County. The fact of the matter is that we were woefully short on opportunities for MWBE businesses here in Westchester County. And because of the county executive's leadership, the work of all of the members of the teams, both the volunteers and the professionals that are around, we're here today. And this is an exciting opportunity. We're putting some stakes in the ground, and we're going to be able to move forward. When you look around and the things that happen around New York State, we have tremendous, great businesses housed here in Westchester County that are MWBE businesses and that just need the opportunity to show what they can do and compete. And we are in this position right now making sure that that happens. And with the Technical Assistance Committee, that also was in the law, to be able to get people across the line to make sure that when there were challenges, that they were able to be met. And it wasn't just counting on just largesse. It's not counting on just doing the things that, oh, it just sounds good to say we're going to have a goal. If you don't have a number associated with it that makes sense, that you're able to even reach up to grab, then nothing happens. In the law, and it's in county law right now, there's no target set. And we all know we get what we measure. So all of the departments and all of the businesses that we have in Westchester County, as Bridget outlined, it's going to be an opportunity for us to do a lot better. We've been doing great since we've been here in the Latimer administration under the county executive's leadership. Joe McDonald and the operations team, making sure that all the departments realize how important it is to make sure to do the Con Expo, the Connections Expo, to be able to make sure to connect and be able to provide those services to Westchester County. There was a time when there was a mandate from the county executive that said you will use for short form contracts, those were contracts under $20,000, that you had to find a minority or women business enterprise, and if you did not, you needed to come up and explain it to the county executive's office why you were unable to do that in a department. And again, $20,000 for whether it was construction work, whether it was providing paper, whether it was providing professional services, we were able to do that at that point in time. So we lost the way on that, but we're back and we're following the law. And again, with the great leadership team, with Bridget and Martha, and with the technical assistants, the county executive's leadership, we are going to have outstanding results here in Westchester County. Thank you so much.
And let me compliment Ken's leadership on this issue. I kind of flinch every time I hear people talk about me as an individual, because I recognize that whatever things we accomplish as a team. Those names that I've introduced are all critical factors in this issue. Earlier today we dealt with some housing issues, later tonight airport issues. None of these things happen unless a group of people work together. And you need a diverse group of people, because each person brings ideas that come out of their own personal involvement, as well as their own understanding of demographic issues, which no one person can understand. And this doesn't happen without the support of the Board of Legislators. They're a separate, equal branch of government. They have set these things as a priority as well. They hold us accountable. We hold them accountable. And the upshot of it is a partnership, the like of which you're not seeing right now in Washington, D.C. But we're proud that we have that partnership in White Plains in county government. So we're going to make a presentation of an award to the Women's Enterprise Development Center, and this award is named after Lois Bronz. Now you may remember there was a political debate 30 years ago where one candidate says to his opponent, he says, "I knew Jack Kennedy. Jack Kennedy was a friend of mine," arguably the single most decisive moment in any of these debates we've ever seen. I knew Lois Bronz. Lois Bronz was a friend of mine. We served together in the county legislature 25 years ago. When I was chairman of the board 20 years ago, she was the vice chair of the board, and she succeeded me as the first woman and the first African American to ever serve in that position as a chair of the county legislature. Her dignity and her ability to understand wisely what's happening in the community was a tremendous asset to those of us in those days. She served previously as a councilwoman in the town of Greenburgh. But it was more than just the position she held, it's who she was and how she could express her thoughts. And in a very quiet way, that dignity helped shape public policy in a profound way. I miss her presence. I wish I could consult with her these days when I have those moments, as I did back 20 years ago when I was one floor below us. But she's with us still to this day. Her daughter Fran is here with us, and I want her to join us up here as we make this presentation, because it's the spirit of Lois Bronz that represents what's behind this, that we are there to try to help people have that opportunity to be recognized and to make that step forward, not just in terms of their civil rights, but their economic achievement, because nothing will matter just on the rights of an individual, and it must have economic opportunity as well to go with it. That is the story of America, and that is the story that Anne Janiak and WEDC has been about. I've attended some of the events that Anne has had over the years, and not just the dinner events, you raise money in a chit-chat situation, but sitting in, watching what happens with women who have an idea. They have the ability to execute that idea, but they need help. They need guidance. They need to know they can turn to somebody who understands how to help them shape how their idea can actually become a business. And the sense of pride that comes when they're able to achieve that, when they're able to take that idea and see that they've hired other people and now their idea is a reality. And that's what WEDC has been able to do. And that's why on behalf of a grateful county and a grateful team that's working on MWBE, we want to ask Anne Janiak to come here and receive the first Lois Bronz Award. Fran, please come up as well. I'm sure there'll be a big photo op when all of this is done. But on behalf of Westchester County, the Lois Bronz Leadership and Business Award is given to the Women's Enterprise Development Center for your leadership in helping female businesses thrive, given this day, the 22nd day of January 2020. Anne Janiak from Grateful County. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Want to do the picture first, and then Anne will say a few words. Set it up, Dean. Tell us what you did.
Why don't you all come in front, Dean?
No, that's good. I'm here. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Anne.
Well, I am not the speaker that my mom was, but I am her daughter, and I respect all that has been put together, everything that has been done to make this moment materialize, and I congratulate Anne and the committee, the people who are behind the power behind the ability to make this a reality for us. I know my mom would be very, very proud, and on her behalf. And George, I do consult with her every day. So thank you so much for this. It's an honor. It's a true honor. I am honored to be able to be present here. So thank you.
Thank you. It is truly an honor for me to accept the Lois Bronz Award on behalf of the Women's Enterprise Development Center. Lois Bronz, as we know, was a remarkable woman with many accomplishments to her credit, including her being the first African American woman elected to the County Board of Legislators. At WEDC, our mission is to help women and minority entrepreneurs to start, strengthen, and succeed in business. And we do that by providing a wide array of entrepreneurial training programs and services to help our clients at every stage of business development, from when they're first thinking of a business idea to when they're ready to grow it and access capital. One of the services we offer is assistance with the MWBE certification process. We do this because for many of our clients, this is an effective way to grow their small businesses. And that is why we are so pleased to be here today for the county's announcement of its efforts to expand business opportunities and to help level the playing field for MWBEs in Westchester. We know that when women-owned and minority-owned businesses succeed, these entrepreneurs are not only able to support themselves and their families, but their employees, as well as contribute to the economic vitality of the region. And that benefits us all. Small business continues to be the backbone of our economy. WEDC has talented staff members, and everyone on staff is familiar with the certification process. But I'd like to recognize one person who has done a great deal of work in that area for us, and that is Veronica Bazan. Veronica? Veronica Bazan is our Director of Training Programs in Spanish, and she's also the point person for the MWBE certification for our clients who want to register with the state. In her 6 years with WEDC, she has delivered workshops, presented at forums and panels, and counseled hundreds of clients to assist them with the process. So this award, Veronica, is in large part a recognition of your many accomplishments, and we thank you. So again, I'd like to congratulate the county on its efforts to strengthen the MWBE program. Thank you for this very special award. I'll treasure it. And we look forward to continuing our partnership with the county to promote the growth and development of MWBEs in Westchester. Thank you.
Please join me in congratulating one more time WEDC and also the fine work that our team has done in advancing this. Thank you all very much. Thank you for being with us, and take a few minutes to greet each other and enjoy the time together. Thank you. Thank you for being with us, man.